Hi guys, salut and welcome to this new tutorial. Today I'm gonna show you how I created one of the four materials I made for a challenge, a Discord challenge. So this is one of them. I'm gonna show you them all. And this is the one that we're gonna cover today. As you can tell, the theme is horror, gore, and there's another one. It was pretty fun to make. And for them, I used the custom grunge generator that I've made recently. There's already like two tutorials or two video presentations about it. The latest one is this one, is how to create a grunge map that you can turn into a generator if you want. So without further ado, let's try to recreate this one based on this custom grunge generator and basic and standard Substance Designer nodes. Okay, so as you can see, the main part is pretty simple. It's this one here. And then it's just about adding details, creating the color, the roughness, adding details in the normal, and that's it. In Designer, I used the SSS, the subsurface scattering, all right? But mostly the way I worked was to just do the work here in Designer and right away export the maps and right away see the result here in Marmoset Toolbag. To do this, as I said, I used a custom grunge generator, but you can maybe use grunge maps from Designer. You have 15 maps, so maybe you can play with them, blend them, or you can create your own maps based on, for example, based on my tutorial, this one, or based on the grunge maps that already exist in the software, because you can totally open them, like open reference, and study how they are made. So based on this, you can also create your own, which is pretty cool. So don't hesitate to do that. And let's go back to my third material. All right. So I'm just gonna redo this part here, and then I will just briefly go through the rest of it. What I can do as well is to show you what happens when I change some parameters in my generator, how it affects the material. So for example, if I just decrease the global position level of this grunge here, you will see that we are gonna get something more bloody. All right. And if you want like maximum opacity, you're gonna get more skin, basically. So you can, here I'm just adding drips, and it changes the way the material look. What if I change the stains? Yeah, doesn't do much. The scratches, maybe? Yeah, a little bit. We have some difference. And what if I change the grunge base? Oh, pretty disgusting. Let me just re-export them and see what that does in Marmoset. As you can see, it's quite fast when you want to export the maps again. It's pretty fast. And yeah, you can get quite different results with just some change in the generator parameters. So that's pretty funny. All right, I think you get the idea. Let's see how this is done. Let me go back to the number 5. All right. Okay. Good. Nice. Yeah, it's like really heavily burnt flesh and skin, and even melted skin, melted tissue due to the heat. So let's try, for example, to go with this one, maybe with more visibility, more information in it. Okay, good. Then what I did is use the non-uniform blur. That will mainly smooth things up. Okay, so you get better transition between the values, a really smooth one, which can be interesting for skin. Intensity was quite low on this one. Okay, 5. Sampled 6 and blades 5. Okay. And isotropy asymmetry. Okay, let's go with this thing here. Then what I did is I just blended it with a multiply blending mode with itself, but based on a safe transform grayscale in the foreground. I just performed an offset, so I'm gonna do the same. Multiply, safe transform. So this is the multiply, but without any offset. So let's do it. Just to add more contrast and more interest in the texture. And then a simple non-uniform directional warp, just to get some like curviness and get the effect that the skin melts like a liquid almost. Let's try to do that. I didn't use any different map for the intensity and the warp angle, just the same one. Okay, you already can see what we want to achieve. Maybe with like a 90 degrees angle. I didn't do much in this one actually. The intensity is 20, but the difference is in the main map here. I have something very vertical, so maybe I can try to do it as well with the number 5. And maybe some drips. I will add a lot of drips because they are, of course, vertical in this one. Yeah, we should get something closer to the original. Yeah, okay. Get something quite with more verticality, which is nice. Then we are gonna blend it with approximately the same logic, a grunge, a non-uniform blur, and another non-uniform directional warp grayscale, and that's it. It's once again it's a multiply. That's cool. So another custom grunge. It's cool. Non-uniform blur. And non-uniform. Oops, sorry. All right. I'm just gonna change the random seed. And also the crunch map, the crunch base. With more contrast and more differences in the values. Let's see what that does. Okay, maybe not up all the way up to 1, but something like that. And then I use the auto levels just to get a better range of values, and that's it. So we may have something, we should have something close to this one, yeah. And we're gonna just check the result now with just by replacing these auto levels with the new one. Yeah, it's not exactly the same thing because probably here, yeah, here I may have too much warping. And there's something else I didn't do, but I'm gonna show you, is I added like some subtle skin texture with pores that I made with the cellular fractal node, but I think you can make it with cells node by layering different cells node. So I'm just gonna overlay the skin textures over what I have here, just to have something a bit more interesting, because if I export this, you know, it feels like it lacks something. It feels more like, could feel like plastic. But yeah, there's a lack of texture. That's why I created this quick skin texture with an overlay. And right away it feels more organic, I would say. Okay, let's try 0.3. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Now it feels more interesting. And then it's just a matter of tweaking your custom grunge here and here. You can tweak the non-uniform blur. And the non-uniform directional warp to get what you want. Yeah, that's about it. So this was quite a simple process, actually, to get all of this. But having a generator, a custom-made generator that you can really do by yourself, really speeds up the process and makes everything a bit easier. With still a lot of power, just by, for example, playing like I did with the random seed. It's quite cool. Then I added some detail, like I said in the beginning, like veins that you can see here. The veins are really easy to do, and they simply go on top of the main height and then in the normal. And you can also place them in the roughness if you want. Didn't do it in this case, but it's totally doable. I would do it like that, for example. With a simple max lighten, maybe. But if I want them to shine a little bit, maybe a subtract. So let me show you how I did them. I just used the scratches generator. An non-uniform directional warp here, but maybe it's not really that useful. Another one here, a blur, and that's it. Then I sent the veins in the roughness, in the normal, and in the color. For the color, very simple, just a simple gradient, nothing much. Now I'm just gonna replace what I did by the original material. And that's it for the color, really nothing much. I think you could even, could do this. Yeah, no, it's good like that. I just added some detail on top of it, but that's not very important and I almost don't use it. And then the veins, same thing in this material. I don't really change the veins color. I could do it like that, but would be something different. And really that's it. There's nothing much more to it. For the rendering, the subsurface scattering is quite important, of course. You can have it in Substance Designer. So let me show you again. It's here, physically metallic roughness, SSS, tessellation. But it's not very important. You have the same possibility in Marmoset toolbag in the diffusion, actually. Here you can choose none or different ones, and you can choose subsurface scatter. And you can even have maps, play with the fuzz, play with the translucency. I just did nothing major, just played with the values and that's it. Alright, then let me re-export the maps. I hope it was enough and simple and clear enough, but I think it's really straightforward. It's just a matter of playing with the values in the details, and I just wanted to show you another example of the custom grunge generator that I made recently. On my channel, you also have a presentation, simple presentation of this generator here. This is the video. So don't hesitate to make your own, or maybe I will make it available for anyone on Gumroad, probably. I could try it, yeah. Could be fun to play with, but I would like to add more options. And that's it, and I gonna publish all of the materials on ArtStation. The link is in the description of this video. Alright everyone, thank you for watching and bye bye.